Hello and welcome to the book club. I've realised I've been quite sedentary as a woman and as an academic. I thought, maybe it's best if I did some workouts. My mind has got abs aplenty. I've got an ab on my brain, sir. But I wanted to get abs on my stomach. Let's first move to my gym. Oh, sorry, it's a literary gym, so it's a library. Weights. You just want to take a book and you just want to lift it. Now, if that's not heavy enough, you just pop something on top of the book. I've gone here for a Post-it. Okay, I did it. Cardio. Nice and simple. Here we go. I'm just sitting on the floor and I'm bobbing and I'm moving my arms as if I'm running. You have a literary Bob, a literary Robert. It doesn't look like it's doing much, but I'm telling you, in a moment, I'm going to break out into a sweat. I'm sweating all over my face. Thirdly, this is very, very difficult. This involves a prop. It involves a bottle of Merlot. We're going to lift that into the air and then we're going to hold it. You can just use your literary arm, otherwise known as your third arm. Silent pianist Stephen, can you just pass me a glass of wine? Stay hydrated. Literary sit-ups, which are basically just normal sit-ups, but with an incentive. 3, 2, 1. Books! Wine, please. Oh, some cheese with that, please. Thank you. That's great. Thank you. I'm having maybe a grape to cut through the cleanliness of the cheese. Oh, I'm sweating. I'm sweating so much. Let's get our guest out. She's written so many successful texts herself, based on experiences with her various husbands. She was married to a very prominent literary German, Jürgen Klopp, also, prominent old man, Geoffrey Chaucer. And of course, the King of Spain. Please waft your books, waft them high for Professor Laura Lexx.
Thank you so much for having me.
Wow, it's really great to see you from across the pond.
When you have this accent and you blink as little as I do, people let you do what you want in case you hurt them.
Excellent, yeah, really
Just
good.
laugh at the end of every sentence.
I've had a lot of experience, speaking at international conferences and meeting fellow Americans. I do find they don't blink and they do laugh at everything except from when you tell a joke and then they go, that's so funny. I often have nightmares, I don't know about yourself, where I drop a book down the gritter. And
crikey. That's a word I've learned. It's good, isn't it? Crikey.
it's an okay. Yikes.
That's funny.
What's your favourite sentence?
Right away, ma'am.
What's the apostrophe? Is it madame?
So not a lot of people know this, but ma'am is like the informal version of madam. So it's like one step down from you're the Queen of England, ma'am. The formal version of madam is mawam.
You hear people saying, oh, yes, mawam, or I'd like a mawam. And then now I'm thinking, was I listening to some sort of terrible human trafficking conversation?
There's a great book you should read. It's called Stuck in My Teeth. A history of 3 for 2 in W.H. Smith's and its links to human trafficking. And you have to read that before you decide whether human trafficking is good or bad, because as we know, both sides have a story.
Oh, yeah, the jury is very much out on it. And with Mawam as well.
I think a lot of people have a lot of problems with capitalism and with the way the world runs. But I think what they don't understand is that having money is just better.
You simply cannot be an academic if you're not prepared to inherit that massive amount of money from your wealthy parents.
I think scholarships are one of the most dangerous things that's ever happened to humans because it's made people believe that they can get money just by being intelligent or by working hard. And it's like, that's so naive.
We have a little tradition in the book club where we say the book title at the same time. 3, 2, 1. Charlie's giant face. Charlie's giant face. Who wrote Charlie's giant face, please, Professor Lexx?
Michael Gove.
No relation.
Michael Gove is a Swedish writer who writes in Latin.
I'm very looking forward to this because, I'm the most fluent in Latin. Now let's go to Gaston Plum, our designer, who has from the start been designing Charlie's Giant Face by Michael Gove. Okay, Lois's Orange Lolly Shop. Almost like it's a little literary joke there of Gaston's, that while the book is called Giant Face, he's switched that beautifully to show the trouser face. Of course, Lois's Orange Lolly Shop in Latin, please, Dr. Lexx.
Lois's Orange Lolly Shop in Latin would be Margaret's, which a lot of people don't know that is the Latin for Lois. Margaret's L'Orange Seek Ye Olde Shoppy.
Charlie, who is a musketeer.
Yes.
Alone. He's grown up in a town where ice cream it's almost a currency, and he's waiting for this adventure to happen to him. Until, of course, that one fateful day where he's walking down the road and Professor Lexx
having a second asshole shot into him by another musketeer that he didn't know lived in the town. I think it's a metaphor. And then moving through the book as the new asshole learns to talk, gains its own personality, its own fashion sense.
May I say as well, falls out with the original. And I unfortunately will have to call it an arsehole. When they fall out, the interplay between the two arseholes, I found both moving and also very humorous.
You know the chapter with the giraffe?
Yes. Oh, yes.
That's why that's there, I think.
With four arseholes. Charlie with his giant face, he gets into the zoo and he's thinking, I feel caged like these animals. And a man just shot me in the butthole. Does that not mean that I should, use this as a sign to go and seek my revenge? And then the pained giraffe turns around and he sees that if I'm having a bad time with two, what's it going to be like having a quad butthole? I'm going to track this second musketeer down. It spoke to me, it sang to me. Well, there was that, that moment where he sort of sang to himself around the fire. In fact, actually, should we perhaps give a little rendition of that song with...
Do you want to do the first lines?
Oh, sure, yes.
This is the song, isn't it, where all of every other line starting with the first one is in the Swedish accent?
In Latin, yeah. I sat to by the fire, decorum est.
Yep, and then the second line is like, la 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 la.
The crows flew around the sky and the countryside blossomed decorum est.
That is Latin. And then the fourth line, it's in brackets, it says... There's no singing here. Take a second to just sit and think.
Where is my man who gave me that second butthole?
And then the next line, it is sung, and it says, take a deep breath now, 'cause the next line is a paragraph.
I go and I put my stake upon the decorum est fire, and I play my lute while I wait for my steak decorum. Ich bin Frühstück. It's breakfast. I'm having steak for breakfast. Why? No,
What is happening?
Drink some mead and off I go to my day. And that's the song. I'm just gonna. And what follows is what can only be described as a romp through the countryside. He meets lots of people, the bandits. That's where he first gets his sword, so he can swash his buckle. Swashing your buckle just means sort of doing your belt up. Belt, of course. What's the Latin for belt? Sorry, Professor Lexx?
Snakius wranglus.
Yes. At no point as well have we really got a reason as to why this Charlie has such a big face, apart from when he's looking in the zoo animals, until this point, when he faces off, pun intended, against the musketeer who all those years ago shot a second arsehole into his butt.
I just think that if you knew from the outset of the book that Charlie was an Easter Island head, then you would have very different feelings towards it.
It's nice to see someone playing with the form, but then he clearly sort of ran out of ideas.
There's that great chapter where there's just his shopping list, and that's not really been done before.
Well, you know, he's breaking boundaries, Mikkel Gouv. Let's go to Gaston Plum, who's now completed, I believe, the collector's edition of the book cover. There's the 4-arsehole giraffe. Also, what's beautiful is that we've got so many individual arseholes. What is that? Professor Lexx, what Gaston Plum does, which I find so beautiful, and he's done it again here, is he has the trademark Gaston Plum dog. He's given that dog a little bit of a different perspective, just in keeping with the themes.
Oh yeah.
Still can't quite get a handle on what that is. Should we have a read of? Yes, the eggs. 6 eggs, 4 eggs, 2 eggs, lube. Glue. Give this to someone you love or hate or want to peg with a feast. I'm sorry, peg with a feast? A feast! Okay, Richard and Judy's book club. It can't be explicit or rude if it's in a book. We all know this. Veni, thank you. Veni, vidi. Venright up the grit. Jurgen Klopp. True story. I once put a chalk ice where the moon doth shine. Very clever. And then when I stood up, I looked like an unchanged Hollow. That was absolutely beautiful. Thank you so much, Gaston, and thank you so much, Professor Lexx. You know, it's been a real pleasure having you here. Now I think about it, it's amazing that I didn't ask you more questions about the fact that you were married to Geoffrey Chaucer, who has been dead for hundreds of years.
Yeah, it's full insane that you didn't. But you know what? Okay, I will come back next week, and we'll stick that on the Patreon.
We will discuss it, and also, of course, you know, her classic tome, Klopp Actually, which is available.
You can totally buy that.
Good
yeah, I'll give you a link for that. You can buy signed copies from me. I'll dribble on them.
Wonderful. Please do go to Laura's Twitter, Instagram. You can see the links there. Thank you so much for joining and attending. I appreciate it so much. It's lovely to do this every week. We'll be back next week at 7 p.m. I don't even know who's on.